It tells us that Gator Recycling expects that in a market of this size, they are going to be successful 60% of the time, which means they're going to be unsuccessful 40% of the time. When they're successful, the present value of profit is $1,540. When they're unsuccessful, the present value of losses is $1,195. So they also say that we can undergo a detailed study. And 60% of the time when we get this study, the study will find that the market is a good candidate. 40% of the time, the study will find that the market is a bad candidate. When the study finds the market is a good candidate, 80% of the time we're going to actually be successful, meaning 20% of the time we're going to be unsuccessful. When the study finds that the market is a bad candidate, 30% of the time we're going to be successful, so 70% of the time we're going to be unsuccessful. The question is asking, what is the most Gator Recycling should be willing to pay for the study? So first, let's look at what their expected profit would be without information. So we call this expected profit no info, and it's equal to the 60% of the time we expect we're going to be successful, plus the 40% of the time we expect we're going to be unsuccessful, giving us an expected profit of $446. To look at our expected profit with info, we have to break it down into two parts. First, the expected profit given good news. Well, given a favorable report, we know that 80% of the time we're going to be successful. So 0.8 is going to be multiplied by 1,540. 20% of the time we're going to be unsuccessful. And the expected profit given good news will be equal to $993. Sometimes we're going to get bad news, so now let's look at the expected profit given bad news. It tells us that 30% of the time we're going to be successful and 70% of the time we're going to be unsuccessful, giving us an expected profit given bad news equal to negative $374.50. So what's our expected profit with info? It's going to be the 60% of the time that we get that good news times what we expect to make given good news, which is $993. Plus, now this is where you have to be careful. If we're given a bad report, we're expected to lose money. Well, instead of opening a store there, we would rather have zero than a negative number. So 40% of the time, given a bad report, we're going to choose zero and not open. So our expected profit given info is $595.80. So what's the value of the info? It's the expected profit with the info minus the expected profit without the info, giving us $149.80.